When adding an electrical power system to a building, you need to place electrical fixtures such as receptacles, junction boxes, and so on. To place an electrical fixture, on the Systems ribbon, in the Electrical panel, expand the Device drop-down. As you can see, there are several different categories of electrical devices that can be placed. I'll click Electrical Fixture. When I do, the ribbon changes to the Modify Place Devices contextual ribbon. Since most electrical devices are hosted components, there is a placement panel on the contextual ribbon. Here, you can choose to place on vertical face, place on face, or place on work plane. Place on vertical face is used to place wall-hosted devices. Place on face is used to place ceiling-hosted devices. If components such as walls or ceilings are not available, you can use Place on Work Plane to host the devices to a level. I'll select Place on Vertical Face. If you need to load additional families, you can click Load Family in the Mode panel to open the Load Family dialog. You could also select Model in Place to create a custom family here in the project. In the Tag panel, Tag on Placement is a toggle. When selected, the button has a dark background, and a tag will be added when you place a device. If you toggle this off, the background lightens, and a tag will not be included when you place a device. If you later decide to add a tag, Revit includes a function to tag untagged elements. I'll toggle this back on again. When tags aren't included, notice that in the options bar, you have a choice of placing the tags either horizontal or vertical. You can click the Tags button to display the Loaded Tags dialog so that you can see which tags are loaded and load other tags if you wish. I'll click Cancel to close this dialog. You can also enable a leader if desired, and then specify the length of the leader. I'll leave this checkbox cleared for now, and then toggle off Tag on Placement. Typically, some type of legend is used to indicate electrical devices, but you can tag them if you wish. With the Electrical Fixture tool active, the Type selector contains all of the electrical fixtures that have been loaded into the project. I'll click Load Family in the contextual ribbon. Revit displays the Load Family dialog. I'll open Electrical, MEP, Electric Power, Terminals. Here, you can see several families that can be loaded in the project and placed with the Electrical Fixture tool. However, not all of these families fall under the Electrical Fixture category. I'll select the Quadruplex Receptacle family and then click Open. Once Revit loads the family, when I expand the Type selector, you can see that another family is available for use in this project. I'll select the Standard Duplex Receptacle. Before placing an electrical fixture, you should check the elevation and offset in the Properties palette. The offset in this case is actually the distance from the host element, and the elevation is the height above the reference level. To place an electrical fixture, I'll move the cursor over a wall that I want to place the device on. When I do, I can see a preview of the fixture, and I can simply click to place an instance. If the fixture is hosting to the wrong face of the wall, you can press spacebar to flip it. To place additional electrical fixtures, just click where you want to place a device. Once I've placed a few, I'll expand the Type selector and select the GFCI Duplex Receptacle. When I place an instance of this type, you can see that a GFCI tag has been placed along with the receptacle. Next, I'll change to the plain Quadruplex Receptacle type and place a few instances of that type. As you can see, placing electrical fixtures is simple. Just ensure that you place wall-hosted components at the proper elevation. If you need to place ceiling-hosted fixtures, you will need to switch to a ceiling plan view. I'll click Modify to end the command. Realize that you can select a fixture and modify any of the parameters in the Properties palette after the element has been placed. With a receptacle selected, I'll click Edit Family in the contextual ribbon to open the family in the Family Editor. When I zoom in on the device, I can see the actual fixture geometry and an electrical connector. I'll switch to the Reference Level Floor Plan view. Now when I zoom in on the device, I can see the symbol that appeared in the plan view back in the project. When I select the symbol, you can see that it is actually a generic annotation family. That is why the Edit Family button is available in the contextual ribbon. I'll click Visibility Settings in the contextual ribbon. In the Family Element Visibility Settings dialog, you can see that the annotation will appear at the coarse and medium levels of detail, but not the fine detail level. I'll click Cancel to close, then deselect the annotation. In the Properties panel, I'll click Family Type. In the Family Types dialog, you can see that there is a label parameter under the Identity Data section. With the standard type selected in the Name drop-down, there is not a label specified. However, with the GFCI type selected, you can see GFCI has been entered in the value field for the label parameter. I'll click OK to close the dialog. As you can see, electrical fixture families can be created with a generic annotation, and if needed, you can add a label to the annotation in order to specify additional information, such as GFCI. Then you can still have the actual geometry display in section and 3D views for additional detail or presentation.